It's nice to have, rehearsals and stuff and making albums, recording, but we feel our music is best on stage in front of people.
Welcome to the Dreams of Consciousness podcast. If the two of you would be so kind, would you mind introducing yourselves?
Hi everyone, I am Chris and a guitarist of Sepolcral band.
Hello, I am Daniele and I am the singer of Sepolcral band.
And guys, how would you describe the music?
Well, we can describe it easily as death metal with a lot of grind, modern grind influence, just to keep things simple.
More aggressive.
Chris, you would say a more aggressive style of death metal?
Yeah.
And can you guys tell me a little bit about the history of the band?
Well, we formed in 1992, and that's quite a lot of time ago. But I was not in the band at the time, but Chris was a former member together with Kevin, that's the bass player now. And two more guys that are not in the band anymore since a long time now. And in '94, Sepolcral made demo tape on cassette, and was quite, interesting at that time in the Italian extreme metal scene that was very, in the growing years at that time. And this demo brought the band to record an album in '96 that was, let's say, ready to be released on one Italian label. But unfortunately, the label went bankrupt, and that album never got released. Since just a few years ago, when we as a band released it by ourselves on Bandcamp.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Going back to the beginning of the band, would you say that the style that Sepolcral started with and the music on that first demo, Witness of Lies, and the first album, Victims, was different from the kind of music that you guys are doing now?
It's a new project now. Daniele, dimmi che quello che era e adesso un nuovo progetto.
We can say that in the beginning, the band was following some kind of, trend. That's what it means for lyrics and style of music that was, very common in the extreme metal on that time. But now Sepolcral, let's say, is a new band, and we don't follow any kind of trend. We just do what we like to do,
And when you say trend, the style of music on those early recordings was more like maybe the death thrash style, European death thrash style?
It is so and so. Let's say Sepolcral had a lot of influence also outside Europe. Let's say some Tampa, Florida sound, like, the big names that I'm not now mentioning because everyone in the scene knows them. And that was a big influence also about the thematics on the lyrics. And it was, at that time, there was a lot of experimentation in the sound also. And they were great years for experimentation in death metal.
And would you say that experimentation is still with the band today, in your sound today?
Of course, we like to experiment a little bit, but 30 years have passed since then, and we can say that all the experimentation started in the 90s have already been developed during the years. So now it's very hard to talk about experimentation nowadays. We just do, what we feel sounds good for us.
Okay. So you mentioned some of the problems with releasing the Victims album in 1996.
Yeah.
The record label Nosferatu went out of business.
Yes.
When the album was supposed to be released.
Yes.
What happened to Sepolcral after that?
This is a great question because the name Sepolcral, after that the album was never released, Sepolcral broke up in '97, and Cristian and another guy, the ex-singer, started a new project with a different name that was called Psycholapse in '98, and that last, I think, until 2002 or 2003. And then they stopped again. And it was only in 2012, so 11 years ago, that a very sad thing happened. That means the ex-singer passed away. and Sepolcral formed for just one concert in the memory of the singer. And the guys asked me if I could take care of the vocals for this concert. And I was very close friends to the ex-singer. So it was honor for me to take care about this. And so I said immediately yes. We made that concert, but we felt like it was funny to rehearse and make some music together just for fun, you know. And then things went on, and few years later we are here to talk about the new album, actually.
So you guys reunited to do a concert, like a benefit concert for the original singer.
Yes, right.
And then decided to keep making music?
Yes, because initially the idea was only to make one concert and no new music, actually.
Okay. And all the music from the old days, was that already recorded on the album and the demo that was released? Meaning there was no more old music left over?
No, there's no more old music left over.
So you guys decided to start from the beginning almost?
Oh, yes, because we were playing as Sepolcral, but we had no clue on what to do now 10 years ago.
Right, I understand.
Digli che le idee sono nuove, lo spirito è rimasto sempre quello.
Yes, Cristian says that we were a new band, but the spirit was the same as in the 90s, you know.
I'm curious if Cristian felt it necessary to play like the old style or to write songs like the old style, or if he was comfortable writing music in a new style.
Chris?
Mi ha chiesto se mi è più facile suonare la roba nuova di adesso.
No, se ti trovi a tuo agio di più con la roba nuova o se ti trovavi anche bene a riprendere il vecchio?
Digli che per me, avendola composta, mi è facile tutto. Però sono molto più stimolato dalle cose nuove.
Cristian says that as he was the main composer also in the old days, he feels very, easy to play also old stuff, but he is more inspired in writing new music now.
With the band that happened in between these two eras of Sepolcral, meaning Psychollapse,
yeah,
was the music for Psychollapse closer to what Sepolcral was like in the 90s, or is it more like what Sepolcral is like now?
Chris?
Ci sta dicendo se ci piace più quello che facciamo adesso?
No, a proposito di Psychollapse,
Digli questo, i Sepolcri di adesso sono l'evoluzione di quello che si era cominciato con Psychollapse, cioè un hardcore, un death metal influenzato dall'hardcore e dal grindcore.
Okay, so Cristian says that Sepolcral nowadays are the evolution of what Psychollapse started, because in Psychollapse there were some hardcore and grindcore influences that were not present in the first old style Sepolcral, let's say.
Okay. And Cristian,
Yeah.
how do you start a song?
Quando ho iniziato?
How does writing a song start for you?
Come inizi a comporre una canzone?
Digli strimpellando, facendo qualche prova e cantandomi già la canzone in testa prima ancora di suonarla.
Okay, so he said that he has some ideas in his mind first, and then, just playing around with the guitar, he finds out what sounds good, what sounds best to reproduce what he has in mind.
Okay. And as he's coming up with the riffs for the songs, are the songs mostly complete when the rest of the band hears them?
I can say yes, because I receive songs already, let's say, complete from start to the end. Maybe we just need to make some, rehearsing on them, but Cristian brings out songs already complete usually.
As far as this latest album, when did Cristian start working on it?
Chris?
Quando ho iniziato a comporre Scourge,
Sì?
gli dici che abbiamo iniziato qualche anno fa con le prime idee, ma dovevamo ancora concretizzare il sound che si è evoluto negli ultimi 2 anni e abbiamo concretizzato i pezzi uno dietro l'altro anche grazie al lockdown,
Okay.
perché avevamo più tempo.
I understood the word lockdown.
Yeah, right. Because, during lockdown, we had a lot of time to spend at home. And so we also spent on music this time. So the writing process of Scourge started a few years ago, but during the lockdown, it took a very big step on, So in the last 2 years, the album was completed.
Gotcha. I should also mention that before Scourge, you guys did a split release, right, in 2015?
Yes, right.
How would you compare the music on that split release to the songs that are on Scourge?
Oh, let's say that the songs on Scourge are very different, let's say, because they are more aggressive, more fast, more brutal, and we tried to keep things more, how can I say, easy for us, more spontaneous, let's say.
Okay.
Because on the mini we tried to make song more complex. And that was not the case on Scourge, of course.
Cristian, you wanted Scourge to be more simple or more straightforward?
Cosa mi hai chiesto?
Se preferivi che Scourge fosse più semplice, più diretto.
No, tu digli che noi abbiamo fatto di tutto perché l'album fosse diretto, per cui noi abbiamo fatto le cose complicate, ma è il risultato diretto perché siamo bravissimi. Inventala tu, Daniele, non so che cazzo rispondere.
Allora, okay. Yes, he wanted things to be more in your face, like straightforward. And actually, few songs are quite complicated in the structure, but the final result is very direct, very in your face, even if the structure is quite complex, actually. But
Anche perché le abbiamo pensate per farle dal vivo, no?
many songs are composed with the idea to play them on stage, so in a live situation. And this means we had to be very straight to the people listening us on stage, you know.
Gotcha. So we're talking about the second Sepolcral album called Scourge, which was released on February 17th of this year through Time to Kill Records. Cristian, when did you feel that the album was finished? When did you feel you had enough songs or that you were ready to record the album?
Mi hai chiesto che sensazioni hai avuto dopo che abbiamo finito l'album?
No, quando hai pensato che l'album era finito per te? Quando eri soddisfatto coi pezzi?
Quando abbiamo composto Miserable Choice. Quando abbiamo composto quel pezzo lì ho detto, boh, è finito, anche perché è l'ultimo che ho composto. E lì ho detto, boh, con questa chiudiamo l'album.
Okay. So Cristian says that the last song he composed for the album was The Miserable Choice. And after that, he said, well, now it's done, you know. And he was satisfied with the composition process of every song. And with that particular song, he says that the album needed no more songs to be added.
Okay. So The Miserable Choice is almost the last song, the second to the last song.
Yeah.
Cristian, did you write the album in the order that we hear it?
No, ho capito?
Hai scritto i pezzi nell'ordine in cui sono messi nel CD?
Assolutamente no. L'ordine del CD è dettato da una progressione che abbiamo voluto dare per dare un certo feeling all'ascoltatore dall'inizio alla fine e che abbia voglia di ascoltarlo ancora e ancora e ancora.
Okay, of course, no. Songs were composed in a different order. And The Miserable Choice was the last one. And it's quite at the end of the album. But we wanted to make things very progressive, you know. And we wanted the listener to play the album a second time after the first. So we tried to put an order to make the listener to keep interest in the listening, you know.
Gotcha. Where did you guys record the album?
Well, we stayed, let's say, in our area. That means the northeast of Italy. And we choose to work with a very talented and young producer here. And his name is J.W. Rice. And he took care of every aspect of the recording, you know. Starting from the drums, he found a nice studio to record some good natural drums. And then he took care of recording guitars, bass, and of course, everything about vocals, because he is also a great singer. and he took care of mixing and mastering process. So we went in three different studios, one for drums, one for guitars and bass, and one for vocals,
Okay.
But in our area, let's say.
What's the name of his studio?
He is Double Rise Audio.
Why Jay? Why did you choose to work with him?
We knew him since few years, because he is also, as I mentioned, he is a singer of a good band here in Italy. And he lives we're already in contact. And we listened to his previous productions, and we felt like he was the right guy for what we were looking for.
Okay. What's the name of his band?
Despite Exile.
Sorry, can you tell me one more time when you entered the studio?
We entered the studio in the early summer of 2021.
Daniele,
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything about the lyrics of the album?
I can say that I'm not the lyricist, so I don't write lyrics for Sepolcral.
Okay.
But of course I know every aspect of them. Let's say they are not very, how can I say, they are very introspective, lyrics. There's nothing, how can I say it? You can find different meanings reading our lyrics. It's not something very, very easy, very, very straight to understand. You can give them different meanings, usually about many things that happen in your life, because they are based on real happenings and real feelings, but they don't explain these feelings in detail. So you can find your own personal meaning reading them.
Gotcha. There's one song that is where the lyrics are in Italian. Is that right?
Yes, the short one.
Yeah.
It's about 20 seconds. And we wanted to make this kind of experimentation, because we never made any song before in Italian. And yeah, this song is experimentation both in the instrumental part and in the lyrics, because it's only 20 seconds. And well, we tried something and we were satisfied with the result, and so we wanted to put it on the album.
Is it a different feeling when you're doing death metal vocals in Italian?
Yes, I need to say yes, it's different, because I'm growling and screaming in my mother language, and it's not something I'm used to, because I'm more used, of course, to sing and growl in English, let's say. So it was a kind of new feeling for me.
Yeah. I mean, English is easier to do vocals for metal, because the language tends to be very monotone. Do you know what I mean? Like just one.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's easy to do death growls or black metal vocals or whatever in English. I think other languages you need to like, I know the language we speak here in Malaysia, Malay, it tends to be very up and down and up and down, and so it's it's difficult to translate that to metal.
Oh yeah, okay. It's let's say we can say the same for Italian, because Italian is very, let's say, melodic language, and it's difficult to translate in screams and growls.
You mentioned you don't write the lyrics. Who comes up with the lyrics?
Kevin, the bass player, is also the author of the lyrics.
Okay.
He wanted to join the interview, but unfortunately, he is sick these days, so he couldn't be here today.
Okay. Well, best wishes to Kevin. Maybe the next time, for the next album, he'll be able to join in. So, the album will be released by Time to Kill Records. How did they get involved with the release of the album? Why did you choose them?
Actually, we were sending the album to a few friends around Italy, and not only in Italy, but mainly at first. And one guy said to us, "Well, I'm going to send this link for listening to Enrico, that's the boss from Time to Kill Records." And a couple of days later, we got a message that he was interested in our album, and he got the link to listen and was, interested in releasing it, and if we wanted to talk about it. So that's how it started. It was quite easy, actually.
Now that the album is out, what else do you guys have planned for the rest of the year?
Well, we are planning few concerts now in support of the release, of course. And we have a playthrough video coming out. We don't have a release date now, but it's going to be next month. And, few concerts around Italy. That's the main things we are focusing now.
Cristian said something about it being important for him or for the band to be able to play the songs live or play the songs to an audience and get that audience reaction or audience appreciation.
Yes.
How important is it for you guys to tour and to play these songs live for people?
For us is very, very important, because we like to play on stage for people. That's what we want the most, because it's nice to have, rehearsals and stuff and making albums, recording, but we feel our music is best on stage in front of people.
So I'm curious, this is a little bit of a complicated question.
Okay.
But the first time Sepolcral was recording, the music industry was quite different, and the label going out of business really affected the band.
Yeah.
And affected your ability for people to hear your music. With this modern era and your ability to get your music out through things like Bandcamp or Spotify or whatever, do you feel like you guys have a second chance? Do you guys feel like you have an opportunity now that you didn't have in the 90s?
Well, of course, yes. Now it's way easier to make people listen to your music. But, now there is a lot of music to listen to also. So it's easier for everyone to make music from home. You just need to have a computer and you just need to, play maybe one instrument, and you can program drums on computer, and you can make your album just by yourself if you want. And you can upload it on YouTube and 1,000 people can listen to it. But we are more, old school people. We like to rehearse. We like to play on stage. We like to bring our music on a live performance and not only to Bandcamp. You press play and you hear the same song 1,000 times in the same way, let's say. Maybe you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are not in our 20s anymore, let's say.
Yeah, I understand. Are you hearing from people who weren't able to hear the band during the first era and are discovering the band now? I'm curious if people are getting in touch with you.
Yes, of course. And we sometimes receive some messages from the internet on people that still remembers the Sepolcral from the 90s. And, it's, of course, as I told you, I was not in the band in the 90s, but I know the guys from the 90s because we all live in the same town, let's say. And when Cristian tells me about these messages coming, and I feel, I'm quite lucky to be in a band with such an history, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the second album by Sepolcral is called Scourge, and it's out now through Time to Kill Records. Cristian and Daniele, can you tell people how they can order the album and what the best way to get it is?
Well, it's quite simple. Everyone can order the album on the Time to Kill Records website, and they ship worldwide. And another, if they want, the physical CD to buy, but we have also the digital release on Bandcamp, and we would like to have people on concerts and to buy the CD from the merch booth, maybe also with a t-shirt. So the other way to have the CD is to come to our concert. I know it maybe can be difficult for people around the world, but if someone living in Italy, they can join us and check out a concert from Sepolcral.
And how can people follow Sepolcral online and find out about upcoming concerts and tour dates?
Well, we have, of course, the usual social media stuff. That means Facebook and Instagram at first. And we have also a YouTube channel, but, we are working on it because it's, let's say, still in the beginnings. But the main pages to follow are Instagram and Facebook, of course. And Bandcamp also we have.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Well, we would like to thank you, of course, for this opportunity to talk outside our country, to talk about music and to talk and explain something about our band outside Italy, This is very important for us.
Yeah, happy to help. Cristian, do you want to say anything in Italian to the people who are listening to the podcast?
Chris?
Eccoci, scusatemi. Lo dico in italiano?
Sì.
Grazie per la disponibilità, per lo spazio che ci hai riservato. Siamo orgogliosi di fare sentire la nostra musica anche dalle tue parti, di essere promossi in una terra che per noi è molto molto lontana, per cui ne siamo veramente orgogliosi e divertitevi con Scourge.
So he says thank you very much, and we are proud for this time you are giving us and the possibility to promote Scourge in your country, that for us is very, very far,
Excellente. Grazie.
Grazie.
Grazie. Thank you.
Thank you, bye.